Box here. So I kind of caused an uproar on Twitter with an opinion of mine, and let's go through it right off the top. There was a huge gameplay thing going out today. I'm gonna give my analysis and breakdown, and 95% of it I love. There are so many good additions to the game that, I'm gonna sing the praises when we get to them in this blog, in this college football trailer behind me. But first of all, right, the new gameplay trailers behind me. I'll link in the description. First of all, we all know, right? We've played football games, how little it takes to destroy experiences, okay? And so I see that, right? And obviously I can farm online impressions by saying, see how awesome this is, college football, can't wait, that kind of stuff, the old circle jerk, get inside. But that's not the way. I want the game to be great. I just want it to be great, okay? So when I see things like abilities like field general, and you guys know me, I have never been Mr. Anti-ability, get him out of the game. I think some of them have been okay, you know, like in order to make us get off just using scrambling quarterbacks like we used to in Madden all the time, just running around with like the Vicks or Lamar would be, that kind of stuff. They brought abilities in to bring value to pocket passers. But like everything in life, there needs to be a balance. People should drink water, but if you drink too much of it at once, you die, okay? So, field general, it's a mental ability. There are mental and physical abilities, okay? Can identify blitzers, post-snap bronze, pre-snap silver, gold, coverage shell, and then platinum is you can identify blitzers, coverage shell, and disguised coverages pre-snap. You basically have foresight into the future, how the guys are going to rotate. And for online gameplay, this is awful. Do you not understand what this means? These are wall hacks that you can see what there should be no reason. This is online. That's called the skill gap, being able to determine pre-snap, post-snap rotations. People are like, oh, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady could do that. Yes, but they threw interceptions too. They didn't understand what was going to happen in the future. They could see trends and identify things, and they can make their assignments. Remember, this is the reason why wide receivers have routes that break different spaces. If they knew what was going to happen, there wouldn't be option routes. Okay, so anyways, field general is too far. It's too far for an ability. Like, even identifying blitzers pre-snap. Have you guys ever watched the Amazon stats broadcast where they can identify blitzers pre-snap? They're not right. They're not right. And so, like, identify blitzing pre-snap, if it's wrong half the time, okay, then it's just Amazon again. But, like, these, I feel like, just destroy the experience. And I get it for offline gameplay, like rookie difficulty. Sure, let little Johnny play against whatever, seeing everything that Alabama's running. It is what it is, okay? And I know it's not going to be on all the time. If it's like longer than 3rd and 10, apparently it's not working according to Rayweather. It just shouldn't be in the game regardless. It makes no sense to me, these things where you can see the future, see the defense is running. Like, that's the whole game. It's all about disguising coverages to get stops. And vice versa, when the defense can see what the offense run, like we have in Madden. It's literally ruining online gameplay. All right? So, there's a lot of things going on. In this blog and stuff, and I'm gonna go through what I think about a lot of this stuff, right? I like they talk about individual players' unique abilities. I guess, you know, like, here's the thing about abilities. I'll give my final thought before we move on to the other topics. As a hardcore, I know what all the abilities do in Madden, right? Like, there are websites. I've used them all. I've tried them all out. I've experimented, and there are some that are frankly just like incredibly overpowered, and some of it does make the game quote unquote more fun, which is fine. We're all going for a fun experience, and I love that. But as a casual, and say when I moved to NHL, I was like, Sidney Crosby's got these abilities. I'm like, I don't care. He'll just play like Sidney Crosby. So, like, I feel like abilities are almost worse for the casuals than the people that are hardcore, if that makes any sense. Because, like, some of these abilities that you see, it's like, oh, it makes fake outs happen more often on jukes. And you're like, well, shouldn't that be just the juke rating? Why is the ability 100% causing fake outs on jukes when you should be like, all right, my juke is 95 and your tackle's 82. I should just be able to fake you out with the juke, right? So I think some of that, like, on off is a little frustrating for a lot of people. And I think that's maybe causing issues, but I don't know. There's arguments both ways on the abilities, and we're not going to get to that. All right, so bringing all these together, ultimate stick work. Okay. Our primary objective is to capture authenticity and wide open gameplay of college. Awesome, awesome, awesome. The wear and tear system. Basically, the more often you get hit, say on the arm of your quarterback of certain locations, you're going to get more wear and tear. They talk about this in the trailer and stuff. They kind of show it to you, which I like. It'll be interesting to see if this is online or not. We haven't had online injuries in Madden in quite a few years. We'll see if they bring it back for this or if they turn it off like Madden is. But being a new system, I feel like they'd be incentivized to keep it on. Okay, so wear and tear is nice. Like we talked about in the last video. With a lot of people's experiences, somebody had so much wear and tear on their quarterback they lost 47 points of overall by the end of the game. So to leave the comeback to like a backup to try and throw the game-winning touchdown, which I thought was hilarious. It might be a little overtuned if that actually happens a lot, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll get post-launch support on that. Yeah, they talk a little bit more about, all right, options. Option games, fundamental part of college football. What's nice is like, there's obviously the pull keep on the option, but then there's also like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's also like customizable options, they said, and pitches are a little bit better. Like if you guys have played Madden versus playing the yard from a couple years ago, the pitches and stuff in the yard were much more responsive and easy to pull off, where if you try pitching in Madden, say down the field, you guys gonna like kind of just like toss it back, and it's gonna be a little bit more wild and unruly. So it does look like they're doing a little bit. By the way, Stadium Pulse, I love it, dude. Absolutely 100% awesome addition, Stadium Pulse. So options, which are obviously bigger in NCAA, are a little bit better, which I think is a W. Here's the home field advantage. Makes a ton of sense. Makes a ton of sense to me. Much more in college than it did in Madden. The squiggly lines, the buttons disappearing. They're still in Madden, of course. And we can look at some of these abilities. Ultimate Juke's responsible for faking out defenders. Break, hit stick, and strip attempts for the balanced workhorse. Like some of the stuff, like I said, replaces some attributes. Like how much is balance going up? It's kind of like, a lot of this seems like badges in 2K, which I like that system better than Madden's on-off stuff. Ultimate protection, wear and tear effects. So a lot of this stuff does just replace attributes, but like makes it a little bit more in-depth, and hopefully you have to have like a certain attribute level in order to unlock those abilities, which it'd feel like it would definitely work that way. I'm worried about obviously RPOs being powerful, as those are the meta in Madden. We can only play the game to see their balance level, so I can't comment on that. They've had adjustments to pitch strength. There's, if you tap it, it's a quick pitch. If you hold it down, it's a strong pitch. So like, watch this, for example. So that looked like, is that like a quick pitch or something? So like you're able to like pitch it out of being wrapped up, which is something you can't do in Madden. So that's kind of a W, because that happens quite a bit. But the problem is, will it become overpowered? Like, look at the defenders here and how they react to the pitch. You can't really see it that well. But anyways, that's kind of it. So with Madden, they have the jump pitch, and it glitches out the AI. And so hearing them talk about them overwork the AI in the pitch, I think is a huge W. Shells, and I'm going to talk about turtles. So what's really cool about this is you can call like a cover 4, but then come out into like a cover 1 shell. And the quarterback pre-snap, unless they have that field general ability, will be like, oh yeah, it's a 1 high. I don't have to worry about anything. Then boom, your strong safety rotates back, bails out, and plays a cover 4. We've seen this, quite often, right? Guys in that, like, that the linebackers will be pressed up in the A gap. And I've seen like the Vikings run this, which they got it, Flores got it from college. Well, I think from the Pitt coach was that. Anyways, when he was in Pittsburgh, they got it from college, where the middle linebacker then goes plays on deep third. This is awesome. I love the ability to show disguises and confuse quarterbacks and make the player that I'm playing against have to make reads post snap. You can't just see, okay, there it is. Now I can just run my routes however they're set up. So that is something that I'm excited for. Abilities, we've given our talk about abilities and how they should react. Anyways, players be able to see disguised shells at platinum tier. I'm going to move on to that. Confidence and composure, major W. I love that they focused in on this. We talked about that momentum feature in the upper corner and stuff. during the thing, and seniors are able to keep their composure much better than freshmen are able to. So we are absolutely here for that. Like, hang on, let's show it again, right? I think they show the squiggly lines for one player, but not for another. Is this in here? Yeah, it's like in here. Those are throw motions. I don't know. It's in here somewhere where freshmen are worse than seniors. So I 100% love that. Coach vision. So you can see a lot of this stuff between wear and tear, composure, red, which is strange. A red bar suggests your player is starting to cook, while a blue one indicates he's getting cold. That feels backwards to me. I feel like when a guy's in the red, that's bad. And a guy's blue, that means he's chilling. So it's interesting they went red is good, blue is bad for this game. It feels backwards and unintuitive, but let him cook, huh? Highlights the player abilities of both sides. Okay, call me a OG, but I kind of like how Madden has it and it highlights it at the top of the screen, because I don't know what all the ability things are. I'll probably have to pause during the game to see them. Matchups. So matchup. Showing matchups is not new. Basically yellow for evil, red for disadvantage. So it's interesting matchup ratings. Red for disadvantage, but red is good here. I don't know, it feels backwards. Maybe they'll change it. Hopefully they do. So home field advantage, stadium pulse. We talked about that. Major W. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're kind of, it's basically that. They kind of talk about everything to get louder, flicking up on the right stick. Audio team help bring home field advantage. That's kind of everything. Major W right there too. Pre-play controls. Okay, this is awesome. Hot routes have undergone a revamp, providing all players with access to 12 unique routes. For instance, the new Bang 8 route has been incorporated into the outside wide receiver tree. Bang 8 is basically a post, and usually the posts from the outside receiver on old like Madden is like a skinny post, which is fine for like coverage beaters, but they don't really attack a sensitive part of the field. They might be able to get between a cover 3, deep safety, small safety, but if it's a post pattern, generally the safety, or sorry, the cornerback over top of it in a cover 3 is going to play that. Regardless, Bang 8, cut into a more sensitive part of the field. I do love it. And then the ability to change the depth of it also. Being able to use the L1 button or to the sticks to get the depth of where you want it to break is insanely great. Okay? Custom stems, which I just talked about, in 5-yard increments. Also, run commit has been toned down as well. And so the only people that are run committing are the players in the box, which I think is great too, right? Like run commit, if they pass, isn't going to be great. There'll be wide open things in the middle of the field. But just like pass commit, it's not as disruptive. It will be bad, but it's not an automatic touchdown if you run commit. And run commits aren't exactly the best bullet right now in Madden to deal with the run, and I doubt they'll be the best thing ever to deal with it in college too, because just like IRL, when you know the run's coming, some teams still can't stop it. So we'll see how game balance plays it out though. Revamp passing. We talked about this in my last video. I will say I kind of like it, with the exception of missed throws, right? I don't like timing like a 2K shot for passing. I know it nerfs the passing game, and maybe I'm too much of a passer myself, but I don't. The longer you stay in the red, the greater the penalty. Keep in mind that not all red sections are equal. So we'll see how this ends up playing out as far as online gameplay, and bad quarterbacks are going to feel bad. But, like, it's the way it should be. So, you know what? I didn't like it. I don't like it, but I'll see how it plays out and see how it feels on the field before giving a final verdict. The only one that I finally verdict, though, is I don't like that field one. That's the only one. All right, now this is by far the best introduction in the entire game. The switch stick is awesome. Awesome, coated with awesome sauce on like an awesome birthday cake, okay? So, being able, like, you guys ever get stuck on the D-line? Now you can flick and get off of it, right? Just with the right stick. So instead of like hit stick in air like we used to, you now switch to players. And I like the thing that I will make sense. What about hit stick? No worries here. Once the quarterback has thrown the ball or crosses the line of scrimmage, the right stick turns back into the hit stick. Now my issues end up going to be like, what if I'm switching as they're throwing? Am I going to hit stick air? And I'll be really sad. So it'll take some getting used to, but I think this is a 10 out of, like 11 out of 10 change. I love it. I know people have already written their nasty comments to me before hearing me praise this. 1,500 new plays, 50 formations, 134 team playbooks, major W's. The only thing better than this, they have 10 non-team playbooks, would be like a create your own play like they used to do with NFL head coach and the old Maddens like 2002. You should be able to create your own plays out there. NHL head coach was, I think, NFL head coach like in 09, I think was the last time we saw create a play in the EA series. So, the do-it-yourself reverse in these plays, decide whether to hand off your teammate using the L1 or keep the ball and run. Exciting plays like the halfback direct DIY reverse designed to keep the defense on their toes. Major W. We also have trick plays, reverse pass, flea thick click. That would be a fun video. Trying to win a game online just running trick plays. Defense will adapt, making these plays much riskier. They mention pump fakes in here. I don't remember what part of the game that they mentioned pump fakes in, but we'll see. Like, pump fake glitches have been Madden before, where you can pump fake Hail Marys and then throw them for instant touchdowns. So pump fakes are always a hard thing for the developers to kind of nail down, because if you make it, it's useless right now. It's only good for faking out the user, which is I'm actually okay with. If you make it good, then it might be too repeatable. But then you got to bring in like adaptive AI and stuff to learn that stuff, which I think is great and everything. Oh, so here's the college freshman versus college senior stuff with people running who knows what routes and everything. We could just watch this section out, right? Where the senior can easily hike it. We don't know what buttons they are. That's not the senior, was it? I don't remember which one the senior was, but anyways. The buttons disappear off the buttons, which is frustrating me in the past. A new glance, but I'm okay with it in college. It is what it is. New RPOs have been added. We talked about RPO balance being a major problem. There's still RPO keepers. I like the spacing on the field is big in college football, right? Like the amount of spacing you can have. Let me see if I can find a good, like wide side spacing is incredible. I don't know. They don't really... There is something, but like right next to the sideline, being able, the hash marks are crazy wide, makes a lot of exploitable space over there to the wide side of the field. It's a much bigger deal in college than it is in the NFL. You can also change your tempo, no huddle, and turbo tempo, both aiming to speed up the game flow. Now, if you guys remember the beginning of Madden 24, the meta was to hurry up, flip, and then snap immediately since it was so easy to. So turbo tempo encapsulates a rapid rush to the line of style by pressing X post play. Blur offense days at Oregon. And we saw, like, this makes more sense in college because it failed in the pros with Chip Kelly. Trade the ability to hot route and audible at the line of scrimmage to the advantage of the defense not being set for the defensive line. So, W changes, in my opinion, right there as far as taking away the hot route and quick snap stuff. But if you got verticals, I have no idea how to stop verticals, just quick snap verticals, which was, you know, the meta in Madden at the beginning of the year. But obviously college is a little different, and we'll see how it plays out. AI teams exhibit distinctive identities to their tempo usage. Teams like Oklahoma, an up-tempo strategy most of the game, calling for a shot play after securing a first down in certain areas of the field at a fast pace. Conversely, teams like Michigan may only resort to this move following a significant play to jumpstart the offense when losing. AI's upgraded timeouts. Players will glance towards the sidelines. Oh, wait, hang on. Look at the play call on both offense and defense. If the defense is caught looking at the sideline, they will be slower to get off the ball. So, like, if you're, like, in your audible screen, your guys will react late to a snap. I actually don't mind that. I actually kind of like that realism. It might frustrate me during the game, but it's cool that they thought about that. Real-time coaching authentically enhance both offense and defense CPU engines. I've heard a lot of talks over the year about AI and stuff. I have, and I'll just believe it when I see it. So I'm not going to be like skeptical about everything. I'm going to go ahead and be excited they looked at AI, about all of these AI things. I'll see it. We'll wait to play it for that. The trenches. Pass protection mechanics been added to provide 6 pass protection targeting schemes. Allow players to have increased control over matchups. Okay, this is awesome. Through user interface matchup lines, players can now see who is targeting who and indicates the unblocked defenders. Round of applause. Been asking for this for years. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Pocket formation on pass play has been improved. Pockets not forming has been a major problem in Madden for years. W right there. 400 new animations. Open field, run blocking, point of attack. Pass rush and run stopping power of the defense has also seen a significant upgrade. Abilities for pass rushers to play more pass rush moves and more often has been increased. New animations. Targeting systems for blocking schemes, inside outside zones, increased blocking AI. All right. And then they talked about the rain and the weather. The weather impacts, as you would expect, it makes the ball more slippery, makes it harder to kick it further, throw it further sometimes, fumbles, that kind of stuff. So as you'd expect the weather to affect it. 1 foot sideline animations, walk to line animations, which is funny because Clint Oldenburg, the gameplay developer of Madden, was this 4 years ago, now said they called it fast to fun and they got rid of the walk to line animations. So we just want to get you guys having fun quickly. Get in the line of scrimmage, you can snap it quicker. Oh yeah, let's add walk to line animations to make it more in depth. It's like they change the kick meter every few years to make it more interesting. Kicking is not interesting in football, right? Not for the brand. Pursuit has been refreshed to the wide range players' abilities in real life to track the ball carrier in space. Pursuit's been a major problem in Madden for years. Love it that they looked at that. Playmaker mechanics has increased responsiveness. Playmaker mechanic used to be insane in Madden. And with the playmaker ability, it's still really good. So basically, Madden had to nerf it because of how good it was against both zone and man, and people were just utilizing it as their main offense. And now they're saying they're making it more responsive. So it's like they just kind of took out the nerf. So they have like a slider for that, it feels like. Play action is called in run situations. First down, less 3 yards. The effective run fit defenders are now amplified. W. Talk about the kick meter changes. We'll see it when we see it. Distance of the kick matters. Swag out. Celebrations. More celebrations in the game. Yay, yay, yay. Victory formation. I think it's kind of neat. When the game is mathematically over, just take a knee and players will come out of the field and will simulate the following kneel downs. Love it. Love it. So overall, like I said, 95% amazing. It's just like the game is 100%. 100% in my opinion. I'm 100% worried about the abilities. This is the major issue I'm on right now. But otherwise, I'm liking what I'm saying. I really am. And I'm sorry to highlight the negative. And people on Twitter were pissed. You know, doing all the normal insults, right? Fat, ugly, no life, got called a girl on her period. It's rough. But that's, you know, online content creation in 2024. We're all about it. So, anyways, that's my feedback and what I've seen and my thoughts on everything so far. I'm excited to play it. I don't know if it sounds like it, but I am excited.